Good morning. Hello, everybody. Welcome to ReFashioned Art. Sharing a new piece today. And that's really why I'm here, answering your questions and sharing a new piece. Welcome. Hey guys, so I'm Laura Madden. If you're new to my work, I am the artist behind ReFashioned Art. Welcome, thanks for joining. I did put a little box in my stories to send me your questions if you have any questions at all. I get all kinds of interesting questions all the time, and sometimes it's just easier to answer them here on the live instead of typing everything out, and chances are if you have a question, someone else has that same thought. So, got a bunch of things to answer. I'll do my best. Ed3305, what's your question? All right, guys. So I have been working on all kinds of little pieces, working on a neat series for something very specific that I won't be sharing just yet, but I've shared some little works in progress here and there. But I did work on this piece here. This is my newest piece. It is just about done. I'll probably do a little more finessing. This is part of my ReFashion Resculpt series, so it is 3D. That's my sculptural series using fabric remnants, which is what you see here. Also using papers, unrecyclable plastics, all kinds of things that would otherwise end up in trash. And I love, love, love using those things that would otherwise end up in trash because it is, it's sustainability, it's the circular economy, it's conserving resources, reducing waste, and at the same time, it's filling my purpose of sharing as much art and beauty and style with as many people and as many homes as I can. So, this is the latest. Would love your suggestions on names. I apologize, the lighting is not ideal in here. We're still kind of like in the morning light, and we have some funky window shapes in here, so the light coming in is a little bit sparse and disjointed, but this is, again, a fabric remnant. And I've gotten a lot of questions about how I create this, and it's really, there's no blueprint, there's no strategy, there's no way. I totally work on an intuitive basis, and I might use a spray adhesive, I might use paint, usually paint that's about to expire. It gets kind of tacky and thick and sticky. So a lot of times that type of paint works great. Sometimes even, especially for my smaller pieces, spray paint also works great. And when it dries, it acts just like a glue. This one here, what I used was a house paint. And it's actually still pretty decent. I could probably still use this if I thinned it a little bit on a wall. I won't be using it on a wall, but this was left over when we purchased this home. This was all over the home. It was actually the cabinets in the home. I don't love this color for the walls of my home, but for a piece of art, neutral art, I do really, really love this color. So it's a little bit more of like coffee with cream, I guess you could say, kind of like a mocha. And I do love it on this. It's not full coverage. There are some spots where it's almost like a, hey guys, thanks for joining. If you have questions about this, let me know. If you put questions in the question box I put in my stories, I apologize, I did not get those yet. So it's almost like, yeah, the lighting is not ideal. So it's not full coverage, but it gives almost like a tie-dye effect, so to speak, and excuse my book collection. There's too many of them and they're too heavy to move them. But yeah, that's kind of like a thing for me. It's getting a little bit of a problem, but I find so many amazing art books and design books. I just can never leave one when I find them. So this one here, it's not totally hardened, but a lot of the parts, where the paint, just depending on the thickness of the paint, when it dries, it does harden. Some of it's not hardened. I still do consider this, especially because it's 3D and sculpture, I do consider this rather fragile work. And this is not something that I would recommend for a high traffic area. And if you have a very active home, might not be the right thing for you. Not that it could be destroyed, if kids are throwing things around and jumping all over, but I would consider this more of a fragile piece. Any of my sculptural pieces, I would consider them more of a fragile piece. But just wanted to jump on and show you guys that. Name suggestions, send them my way. Hey guys, Jakayla, how are you? Hi Katie. So name suggestions, guys, send them my way. I have a few ideas I've jotted up for myself, but I have not decided on a name just yet. This is 36 inches by 48 inches, so it's a good size, takes up a good chunk of wall. I'll share some pictures of the full wall in the room in my stories after I wrap here, because it is hard to tell the amount of space that it actually takes up, but it's a 36 by 48, so it is it does take up a good chunk of space. And I would say this one, it's maybe about 3 inches in depth, so 36 by 48 by 3 inches. It's not too thick, although over here, this corner right here, it's probably the thickest, probably got the most depth. But I love these sculptural pieces, you guys know, and there's just something about using unconventional items and reclaimed materials to create fine art. It results in this unrivaled style aesthetic. It really truly does, and it's what grabs me, aside from the purpose-driven part of reducing waste and conserving resources and actually, lowering our impact on the planet through my art. But it's the style, ReFashioned art. It's, the art is serious about style and achieving a certain style aesthetic, but totally driven by sustainability. How I do art, by using reclaimed materials, using items that would likely end up in landfill, that is totally driven by sustainability. So why I make art, it's all about style. I love just the purpose that it's like the mission of adding that style to your home, living a stylish lifestyle, adding that fashionable edge to the wall of your home, which I believe this accomplishes. But why, or how, the how of how I actually make art is totally about sustainability. And, from the start in almost 4 years now, when I decided to start ReFashioned art and to pursue this as a career, as a business, I committed to using reclaimed materials. And I just thought, it's what I've been doing, and it's so purpose driven, so I'm going to give it a go, and I'm going to use reclaimed materials. I'm going to collect salvage canvases. I'm going to collect building materials, leftover paints, wood. Love painting on wood fragments, vintage frames, antique frames. And, I very quickly found out there is no shortage of stuff. There is no shortage of stuff that other people do not want and are willing to throw in the trash. But if there's a way that I can salvage it and give it a new life, then I will. So that's why I love using these things. And that's really what ReFashion, that's like the essence of ReFashion. It's bringing something back into fashion, taking something old, tattered, something unwanted, something discarded, and it's bringing it back into fashion. So, it's giving a life to a new life. And that really is ReFashion. And a lot of people have asked on here, where did the word ReFashion come from? That's one of the questions I've gotten over and over, and I don't think I've really addressed it on here. So I apologize. I have intended to, but I just talk and then time flies, so I want to jump off. But ReFashion is actually a word I wrote in a journal, maybe 2015. I wasn't even living here. And it was just when I started to become aware of sustainable fashion and the impact that was going to have on my life, which has totally changed my life. Everything I'm wearing is vintage right now. It's just, shopping secondhand and vintage and consignment it's just like my thing. It is my lifestyle. And that's my way of, having my cake and eating too, having my fashion, but also feeling good that I'm still lowering my impact on the planet. So ReFashion was just a word that came to me. It was a very early morning. It was kind of like one of those sleepless nights, and I got up and just started writing in my journal. And so years later, when I decided to start ReFashioned art, as soon as I decided it, I knew that was the word that was meant to go with the business, because you start a business, you got to at least have a name, and I wasn't going to overthink it. It didn't totally make sense at the time, but I just knew, okay, that's what this is called. That's what this is. And so using the art art, it's like bringing those old things, a canvas that was salvaged, this fabric remnant that, what do you do with it when, you know, a fabric remnant, you throw it in the trash. Well, I just can't do that. I don't know why, I just can't. And so that's the whole thing. It's bringing it back into fashion and using those discards to make something stylish, new, and cool. And I hope you would agree that that's what you see here. So again, 36 by 48 inches. This will be available for purchase soon. It will be on my website soon. I do need a name. So if you have name suggestions, send them my way. I would love to know your thoughts. It is kind of like a mocha, but it's got a little bit more of that terracotta feel maybe. So it depends on, again, I apologize, the light in here is not ideal. It is maybe a tad more, it's desert. It's definitely desert vibes. Definitely desert hue. So it is like mocha with a tinge of terracotta. So love your name suggestions. If you know anyone interested in this work, send this to them. If you know anyone who would love my style, referrals are the biggest compliment. So please send them my website, shop.imlauramann.com. Send them my Instagram at ReFashionedArt. Links are in the bio, guys, if you'd like to sign up for my email newsletters. Another one will be going out tomorrow, sharing some of my newest work as well. I've had a lot of fun, some press opportunities, media opportunities lately. A new podcast came out, so I will be putting those in the email going out tomorrow as well. New press page is up. I have shared that on here. We'll share it again on here with the link. If you want to see any, magazine features, news segments, anything media related and press related, podcast interviews, those are on my press page. So if you click on the link in bio, it's the third option down. Sign up for my email updates. It's right there. If you want to shop original art, the link is right there. So hope to see you there, guys. And if you have any other questions that I haven't addressed, I know there were some. Now they are slipping my mind. I know there were some that I didn't address, so I apologize. I will share them though in my stories and next time I get on here live, but I wanted to keep this super short and sweet, and I do have an appointment in 1 minute. So signing off, thanks for joining, guys. Live from the north, my newest piece. Send me your name suggestions, and if you're interested in art, adding that stylish edge to the walls of your home, shop.imlauramann.com. Okay, guys, bye-bye.